Salutations. I have some book notes on Intertextuality, Open Water by Caleb Azumah Nelson. This is basically an open water book review and popular culture and fiction. So, intertextuality is a relationship between text and can include references, parody, pastiche, quotations, etc., and wants the reader or the audience to be able to identify or contextualize how literary techniques are being used, as literature is created from systems and traditions that have been established by previous works of literature, including art, music, film, and general culture. And how does this relate to Open Water? So Open Water is a novella by Caleb Azumah Nelson, and it follows this unnamed Black male protagonist who's a photographer living in London. At the beginning of the novella, he's at a gig and he meets this Black woman who's a dancer and studying in Ireland. They have a spark, and the rest of the novella chronicles the progression of their relationship and what connects them, basically. It's also about the protagonist struggles with his mental health, grieving his grandmother, policing and racism in England, and Black art. There's a lot of references to Kendrick Lamar, Frank Ocean, Solange, the Isley Brothers, Zadie Smith's N.W., Barry Jenkins' If Beale Street Could Talk, and Spike Lee. And yeah, it got me thinking. I really don't think I like pop culture references in fiction. So the novella is told in second person, very lyrical, very repetitive, as Caleb Azumah Nelson wanted to sample music and basically write a novel that would read like a hip-hop album, which I thought was very cool. That said, once you'd remove the references, I didn't think that the story would be fit enough to stand on its own, because I felt that there was an over-reliance on these references to these artists, and it was getting in the way of the actual story, like what actually connected the two beyond their shared experience and their shared interests. Is that the two things that connect two people? What was the girlfriend going through while studying in Ireland? Like, there wasn't a lot of dialogue between the two main characters. And yeah, I don't think that Open Water is the only piece of literary work that suffers from this. I was watching The Dreamers the other day, and there's a lot of references to French classics and French new wave cinema, but the film just wanted to explore one subject, just like the erotic aspects to it, and didn't really care for these references beyond them just looking really aesthetically cool. And I felt the same way with Open Water. I felt like the musical references mostly were there to aestheticize the feelings of these characters and their life more than anything, and I don't enjoy that at all. I think this will be adapted into a TV show or film, which I will watch. I'm curious to see the visual language of it, and I love the cover a lot. I hope the musical references are used sparingly, because I don't enjoy it when in a show there's a constant soundtrack playing, and it's just, I think it's a cheap way to emotionally affect me as a reader or an audience. Anyway, I want to hear other people's thoughts on whether they like it when there's pop culture references in fiction, or if they don't, or in between. I thought deeply about this. I wanted to read a novel. I was looking for recommendations for a novel based on Nights by Frank Ocean. Then I thought, but you didn't like that in open order. So why would you want to read? But yeah, I don't know. I wanted the same experience of, to feel the same experience of listening to Nights in a novel form, basically. And I'm not sure if it works or if I would enjoy it, but it got me thinking. Anyway, I'll chat to you when I do, and bye.